Alice is one of the person who is brave enough to actually do something different, and she obviously going to talk about her experience of the gap year and so forth. So if you can welcome Alice.
Okay, hi everyone. My heart's beating like really fast. I'm a little bit nervous. So I graduated from MacRob in 2012, so only a few years ago. I don't know if any of you guys might have been here still when I graduated. So I learned a lot about myself at MacRob. I spent a gap year. I did the Godstow program. I headed over there for a year, and now I'm at university. I'm at Melbourne studying a Bachelor of Environments, majoring in Geography, and I'm also doing a diploma in Japanese, so yes. So I started in MacRob back in 2009, typical like white girl, not really fitting in sometimes. I quickly found my place though. I was like the egg of the group. I was very white on the outside and became very Asian on the inside. As I headed into BC, I was really lucky. I had sensei as both my form teacher and my Japanese teacher. And in the Japanese classroom, I found sensei really taught us all about life. It wasn't just memorizing kanji and learning grammar. But the life learning is something I've really taken away from my MacRob experience, and it's taught me really not to take life too seriously and to really enjoy the journey that I'm on. So when I look back at my time at MacRob, it's not, I don't focus on how well I did in my geography SACs or what my method study score was, but I think it's the amazing friends I made that I still keep in touch with now. It's the life skills I learned and the things I participated in. Like I did the Adelaide Exchange, I played bassoon in the school orchestra. I was always really encouraged. I had a bit of a white family, so I know sometimes it's a little bit different, but to have a really well-rounded lifestyle. So I had a part-time job while I was studying. I played basketball, I coached basketball. I still had some time to hang out with my friends. And I found with all of that, it really helped just to enjoy my time studying because I had all these other things that I could do as well. And it made studying a lot more enjoyable because, yeah, I wasn't doing it all the time, and yeah. So I will admit though, I did get really stressed out sometimes. I didn't really enjoy everything sometimes as much as I had hoped, especially with study. And sometimes the MacRob environment, with all its pressure, did take its toll on me. During VCE, I played the cool, calm, collected girl, like white girl on the outside, but inside I was still pretty stressed and worried about school. I remember I thought I was going to fail English and not get a 25 and I wouldn't be able to get into uni just because I was averaging like a 65, which is actually pretty decent, and in the end I obviously got a good enough mark. I'm at uni now, so it's all good. MacRob is obviously an environment full of pressure. You guys all know that. You feel pressure from everyone around you getting really good marks. Everyone here is really, obviously, really intelligent and really good at what they're doing. And also just pressure from everyone else, teachers and parents, which you guys have all touched on. But when I look back now, I realize it a lot now. I realize it a lot more now, and I try not to put the pressure on myself because it just helps me to enjoy things so much more and just do things at my pace and do my best and not try and compare myself to everyone else. In high school, I also participated in the Japanese exchange. Now, right before I went to Japan, I met a Melbourne High guy. I know, really typical MacRob Melbourne High thing. And we got together a day or two before I went over to Japan, and I found this really affected my approach to the exchange. So when I was in Japan, I found that when the chance was there, I'd always use it to Skype my boyfriend and back in Australia. And looking back, I think this was a really poor choice. I definitely could have spent a lot of this time with my host sister and host family and making the most of this opportunity that I was really lucky to receive. I just want to make a quick disclaimer. It's not like I ignored my host sister every night and was like Skyping my boyfriend 24/7. It was every now and then. But still, I could have spent that time a lot better immersing myself in the culture in Japan and improving my Japanese skills. When I look back now though, I don't regret the choice I made. I've obviously learned a lot from it since then. And it's definitely taught me to make the most of the opportunities I'm given. And yeah. So after I graduated, I was lucky enough to head off to Godstow and have a year away. So I worked in the boarding house there looking after all the girls, which was really fun. And I definitely made the most of the majority of opportunities I was given there. I mean, I was overseas away from my parents for a year at 18 years old, and I was lucky enough to be working so I could make the most of travelling in my holidays. I had incredible times travelling around Europe, both by myself and with my friends. And my year away definitely allowed me to mature a lot, to learn how to be independent, and also taught me that money disappears really quickly when you're travelling. but it also just gave me the time to think about what I wanted to do. So I was pretty set in high school. I wanted to go into environment, study something in geography. I'm still not too sure exactly what, but spending that time away just really, consolidated the fact that that's what I wanted to do. And when I got back, I still wanted to do that, and I'm really enjoying it now. Now I'm at uni. I've been studying for about a year and a half, a bit more, and I'm doing my best to make the most of all the opportunities I get given at uni. I found it a bit hard first going to uni. I know you guys always get told it's a lot more independent learning and not like being spoon-fed like you do at school. I found it quite easy to fall behind in my classes at the start, and I avoided doing quite a bit of the work. I still did alright in my first year. I got decent grades, I can't complain. But I didn't actually enjoy my subjects as much as I had hoped. Now, especially this semester as well, I've started to really enjoy uni a lot more, especially the academic side and what I'm studying. I've started to enjoy what I'm doing. Like, I have a lot more choices over my subjects. I can choose exactly what I want to do. So I choose subjects with like field trips because that's what I want to do. I want to be working out in the field, looking at different environments and things like that. And yeah, I found that I stopped looking forward to kind of the end of semester and end of exams so I can have holidays, because uni is actually a pretty good time. You can join clubs, you can do sporting teams with friends, you can just hang out with your friends and study. It's a lot easier to meet up with friends at uni than in the holidays when you're doing all these other things. Every day as well, I actually really enjoy my train ride into uni. So I know you guys all live pretty far away. A lot of you would live far away and have to commute to and from uni, just like I do, to and from school, sorry. And yeah, I enjoy my train ride, whether it's listening to music, completing my reading, sleeping, writing this speech. And I find it's just these really little things that really make my day. Whether it's my favourite song coming up on my shuffle on my iPod, or just remembering, contemplating life and remembering something from 5 years ago that really makes me smile. And it's really just those little things along your journey that are what make life enjoyable. So finally, I've been really blessed with the opportunities to travel to Japan a few more times over the past few years. And I was there for 2 months studying and travelling at the start of this year. That trip was honestly where I made the most of every experience I was given. I enjoyed it so much. I wasn't worrying about what was going on at home, things like that, and I was fully immersed in what was happening right then and now. Half the time I wasn't even planning my trip. It was the night before and I was kind of like, oh, where should I go tomorrow? It really taught me a lot about how I like to travel, how I want to live my life in the future, and I just completely fell in love with Japan all over again, and really made me realise how enjoyable life can be. That's pretty much my life story from the past 5 years or so. I've been a bit silly, been a bit stressed, but all those things have really helped me to become who I am today. I honestly just really enjoy life so much more now. I still stress obviously every now and then. At the start of this week I had a 50% assignment due and it was the night before I hadn't started. Don't do that, guys, it's not a good idea. But that's just how things are sometimes. We can really just do the best with what we've got. And life is just what you make with it. So enjoy the journey as you go along and make the most of it. Does anyone have any questions? Yes?
How did you get into the Godstone?
The school organises it, so when you're in year 12, they who wants to apply, and you send out you write a letter and things like that. So if you want to ask any questions, I'll be around after if you want to ask any more specific Godstone details. Has anyone applied for it for this year? No, I don't know if it's chosen, but yeah, even just a gap year, just taking even a semester off really helps you to kind of think about what you really want to do and take some time off. Yeah.
Kim, Tammy, Viola and Alice, on behalf of the JAP cohort, we'd like to thank you so much for sharing your MacRob experience and your life journey. I'm sure we'll all remember it and try our best. Thank you.